What's up, everyone? Welcome back to UKSM Winter. We're about to go live with the very first run of our Sonic block. It's going to be Sonic Mania with Rhomin in the NG plus Tails category. I've been really looking forward to this block. I'm sure all of you have. We've already managed to raise over £400 for special effect. That's incredible. But you all know that we can raise even more. So if you can donate, just do !donate in the chat and you'll be donating to the fantastic special effect. They are the Gamers charity, and they just want to raise charity for disabled people, raise money for disabled people so that they can play video games. They are an incredible charity. So yeah, look at that. In fact, Twitch just told you what special effect are all about. So yeah, go donate to them. With that all said, I will hand things right over to Rhomin, and we can get this party started.
Greatest of all of the marathons, you handsome people and lovelies out there in the chat. I am Rhomin, as you might have guessed or figured out by yourself, and I'll be running Sonic Mania. This is not Sonic Mania, I mean this is Sonic Mania, this is just the music section, because this theme doesn't get enough love. And talking about love, he is a person I love very dearly, and he'll be the commentator for this run. Clap your hands together for the ever so amazing and legendary Jimmy Diamonds.
Everyone, hello Rhomin, how are you on this fine Friday afternoon / evening?
I am doing amazing. I'm really looking forward to this. Quick explanation, we are running New Game Plus. What does that mean? We're playing on a finished save file, which means we already have all the emeralds, so I don't need to take any detours, I don't need to make any shenanigans to grab extra stuffs, it's just go, go, go. And what this also allows us...
There's no shenanigans, but there's plenty of shenanigans going on, don't forget. Yeah.
I mean, we'll provide the shenanigans. What it also allows us to do is bring Knuckles along. Why do we need Knuckles? One stage specifically and nothing else. But he's the awesome red uncle, so we'll keep him alive. That being said, I think we're ready for the run.
Amazing.
Are you ready, Jimmy?
I was ready 20 minutes ago, good sir.
That's amazing. For all of you lovelies in chat, remember, grab yourself a drink, remember to stay hydrated, stretch your legs, stretch your arms, take care of yourself, because we'll be running now in 3, 2, 1, let's do this.
Beautiful stuff. Now, Sonic Mania, released a number of years ago, the most recent edition in the Sonic 2D series. It takes the best of the best of the best parts of the original Sonic games, mixes them up into a lovely new package, and introduces a lot of new concepts and a lot of tweaks and improvements to the formula. You will probably notice that this is Green Hill. If you don't notice it's Green Hill, you've probably never played a video game in the past. Lovely jump there from Rhomin to get to that high section, avoiding the Robotnik box, turning into super form. No flickies with him this time, using the flight ability. Oh yeah, Tails can fly. That's why he's got tails. Yeah, that's what I've seen a flying fox before. I know, shout outs to Flying Fox. And Rhomin's already at the first boss in Green Hill 1. As you notice, the background has changed a little bit. He's going to use invincibility of Super to take the boss down nice and quickly, keeping the 50 rings, 45 seconds, 0.09. He's through Act 1 already. So we've seen the first part of Green Hill, which is very reminiscent of Green Hill 1 and Green Hill 2 from Sonic the Hedgehog 1, released, wow, over 30 years ago. That's horrifying. We're now in Green Hill Zone Act 2, and you may recognise this part from Green Hill Zone 3 from Sonic the Hedgehog 1. However, in a few moments' time, things are going to get vastly different. And now things are going to look very, very different. You probably haven't seen half of this, because this is now the more original part of the stage, which includes things like the zip wires, which we're going to see a bit more use of it in a second. You also find that if you pick up a fire shield, you can burn those bridges that Tail just walked off, excuse me. Again, he turned into super form. You need to collect 50 rings and press the button whilst you're doing stuff to turn it into super form. But you can't cancel it in this game. Unlike a lot of the fan remasters that have come out in the last few years, you cannot cancel your super form. So you have, once you hit super form, you have to either keep super form, or you have to reset back to a checkpoint and carry on from there, or die. Don't want to do that. And this is a Death Egg robot from the end of Sonic 2. The Death Egg robot is dead. Much easier than the boss from Sonic 2, which is one of the hardest bosses in any Sonic game. Good gravy. That is the end of Green Hill Zone. How are you feeling, Rhomin? How's it going?
It is going quite well, I must admit. The boss is actually super chill on this boss, even if you're not having the super form, because he doesn't have a hitbox on his legs anymore. Yay!
Now we are in the chemical plant, from the lovely natural looking Green Hill zone to the very sturdy, very angled chemical plant. Again, a place of many, many nightmares for lots of people in their younger years. You're going to see, again, reminiscence of chemical plant 1 and 2 from Sonic 2 at the very, very start of the stage. But when we get into chemical plant zone 2 in Sonic Mania, it changes up very significantly. Lots of jumps here, using the flight ability to skip a good chunk, and the devastatingly scary crushes and the stairs again gave lots of people nightmares, and still gives people nightmares to this day when they are playing and speedrunning Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Maintaining a lot of speed through here, dodging the spider, reminiscent of Spider Steve, again turning into super form. And this boss normally is surrounded by this blue goop, as you can see at the bottom of the screen. It's going to pick up a few of this, and however, you are going to see that it doesn't really matter because Tails is invincible, just jumps up, hits it through its goop, and it doesn't matter, it is gone. Very good stuff. Underneath a minute to the end there. Knuckles, lovely little uppercut there, trying to be Ryu from Street Fighter. Not quite as good looking, but certainly is a knuckly boy.
At the end of the day, he does not chuckle. Chemical Plant 2 implements this awesome new mechanic. The ghoul that we already saw. Bouncy strats coming up.
That's exactly right. The goo has different properties depending on the colour. If it's a green colour, as you saw Tails just bounce off there, you get a lovely high bounce. You've also got, in a few seconds' time, these tubes, again, very reminiscent from the ones from the original chemical plant in Sonic 2. However, they're a little bit more twiddly, and you can find sections where they can change direction. But, of course, Rhomin knows exactly where he's going every single time, so you won't need to worry about any hesitation for the direction changes. He's also got those little pads as well, where you stick on and they move around. And you can see he's just changed the goo there to the green, so he gets a lovely big bounce. Falling onto the spikes, no damage taken because Tails is completely invincible in super form, with the exception of being crushed, drowning, or falling into a bottomless pit, which hopefully we won't see much, if at all, during this game. We're going to see a big bounce there, holding the jump button to get as high a bounce as possible. Getting some more green flubber, flying around, again at the speed of sound. He's got places to go. He's going to follow the chemical plant. Yeah, I didn't carry on as most people expected that. Deal with it, and we are going to get towards very close to the end of the stage now, and we are going to see the single worst boss in any video game that's ever been created, which is Puyo.
I kind of like Puyo, I must admit. I mean,
no,
casually.
No, you do not. No one likes Puyo.
Not in the speedrun, I must admit. Not in
No.
this. Oh god, Knuckles just dropped out of the tube. Did you see that?
What?
I'm in the... Did you see that?
Knuckles, what are you doing?
I'm joining on this adventure. Ah!
He's finally floating in there. Now is a pretty good time if there's anything that needs to be read out, because we're just going to be playing a game with Puyo.
This is...
Oh, you could have had a 2 combo there. You could have had a 2 combo.
Yeah, but...
There we go. We're going to get a nice 2 combo there. There's going to be a lot of junk falling on the side. Essentially, you have to get 4 Puyos in a connected block to make them disappear, and anything that's on top of those Puyos will then fall down. And the best way to get the junk to fall on the opposite side of the screen is to get multiple chains. So do 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., etc. And you basically have to get to the very top of the screen, as Robotnik just did on the right-hand side with his blue shades of doom, falling to his doom there, but who back very, very shortly. And we're now going to jump on top of the capsule, and there is the capsule. That is the end of Chemical Plant 2. And we are about to come on to the first original stage of Sonic Mania, which is Studiopolis. If you have any dancing emotes, get them out now. This is a bop. Never go left. You went left for the first time. That's good. You have to go left to start there to get the hit of the springs, because there's a couple of cycles at the top here which you need to make sure he's getting so he can continue in the proper manner. Lovely big jumps here. Lots of references in this stage. Lots of enemies, lots of background things from other Sega games, Knuckles Chaotix, Streets of Rage as well. There's Club Sega references, there's Sonic Popcorn references. There's so much in this game. It is a huge love letter to the Sonic series, made by people who really, really love the series. And it's just looking at all the little details and seeing everything that's going on is just a wonderful thing to experience.
Yes. We're coming up to the boss soon. This boss has lots and lots of RNG. We can't do anything apart from holding right. So once the boss starts, once we're running to the right, I'll explain that the boss shoots out 3 rockets in 3 positions, the top, middle, and the bottom one. We need to reflect the blue rocket back at the boss. We want to see as many ones as possible. Sadly, there was a 2. And from this point on, we can't do nothing but hold right. So if there are any informations you would like to share with us, share them with us.
Well, we've not had any donations yet, but I do want to say, remember, if you do want to donate, ! Donate in the chat will bring up the link to do so. Who are you donating to? Special Effect, the gamers charity. They create and distribute peripherals for disabled gamers so that they are able to play the video games that they so love. So yeah, ! Donate in the chat.
I also have a little bit of information. Rhomin is amazing. Go follow him. He's a wonderful, wonderful person. So we had a 2, we had a 1, we had a followed by a 2. So not the quickest boss. It's certainly not the worst pattern that I've ever seen. I've seen a 3, a 3, a 3 on that far too many times. It's not pleasant.
Your 4 threes is called getting a cloth, by the way. Shoutouts to Old Cloth, an amazing runner.
Oh, word, Clov is amazing.
Yeah. I think he actually got that at a marathon as well.
That wouldn't surprise me. And what we're going to have here? And we have a 3. Oh, okay. So we got a 2, a 1, a 2, and a 3. No, it could be a lot worse. It could be a lot worse. But yeah, picking up a little bit on what Matt just said there. Special Effect, they're a charity very close to my heart. They're literally just down the road from me. I could walk to their offices. They do so much when it comes to the world of accessibility in gaming. It's not about reducing difficulty. It's not about anything like that. It's about making sure that lots of people can enjoy games at their own convenience and at their own time as well. They do so much good work. Please donate as much as you can to them. Wonderful company. You did notice that Rhomin did slow down a little bit for the end signpost. If you hit the signpost too fast, it flies in the air and it takes a few seconds to drop down, and that obviously takes time. We don't want to take time with speed running, so he's going to do as much as he can to limit the amount of time that's shown on the screen. Damage boosting past the bouncy Orbinaut. Orbinaut's here in pretty much every Sonic game, and using the springs to fly up high in the sky. Again, lovely stuff, using the flight ability and spin dashes as well.
Gotta make use of this big ring.
There we go. If you collect a big ring, you get 50 rings. I nearly said gold coins. That made me feel really bad about myself. You get 50 rings, and again, as we said earlier, different place, you need 50 rings in order to trigger super form. You'll also notice that as Rhomin is in super form, the ring count is gradually getting lower. Nice there for a few seconds. It's gradually getting lower and lower and lower. And once it gets down to 0, you lose super form. Now, that's generally not advantageous because you want to keep super form as much as possible. That's a reference to Knuckles Chaotix there. Again, lots of Chaotix references, even though it's a one game that Sega won't re-release. Do better, Sega. Do better. Bouncing through the bumpers. Got himself an extra life. We didn't really need him because he's got 99 already. They're doing a very good job here of flying around and dodging a few sections as Tails. A couple of camera bots there, going through these lovely hoops as fast as you can. They're going to get on very close to the boss, I believe. Yeah.
So what's the weather like today? Let's find out. Let's ask Eggman on Eggman TV, our new host for today's special show. The amazing weather chicken.
Oh, it's thunder. Bring the thunder! Oh, it's too late. He didn't need to bring the thunder because Rhomin is bringing the thunder. Rhomin's bringing the thunder and getting that boss down super quick, using the flight ability to hit the capsule before it hits the ground. Great job there. Again, another bop of a tune. That lovely ringing in the background. Nice little reference to the Sonic announcement a few years ago. And we are now on Flying Battery again, because play a stage that gives people plenty of nightmares if they played Sonic and Knuckles, well, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, excuse me. But Rhomin is going to make short work of this stage by collecting as many rings as possible, being very careful not to hit the enemies, and using the flight ability to make very, very quick work of the big empty pit that he's flying over. Doing a really good job here.
Gotta love Tails' ability to fly. Tails essentially is quote-unquote the easy mode of Sonic games, especially for playing casually, because in Sonic games, we kinda wanna stick to the top route because that's usually the fastest. And with Tails, it's like, oh no, I've dropped down, whatever will I do? Oh, I don't know, just use my awesome flight ability to come back up.
Indeed, indeed. You'll notice that that's a bit of a shame, never mind. Tails was able to be magnetized at the very, very top of the screen. If you have the lightning shield, or electricity shield, whichever one you want to call it, you are going to be able to be magnetized at the top of the screen when those triggers go. Are you good for time? Yep, you are very good for time. Those platforms that you just dashed under are also on a time cycle. If the timer is showing 8 seconds, it means they are up, which is good news. And it's going very slowly around this cylinder, bouncing up, and we're coming on to the outside section. Taking some damage. Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing.
What just hit me? That's what interests me at the
I
moment.
think you got hit by a mine.
A mine?
Yeah.
I guess it didn't mine its own business.
Oh, getting all those rings.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
So here's a quite important thing that Rhomin's just done. So you'll see this a little bit later on as well. He has the lightning shield, but he's also just triggered his super form. But the lightning shield's technically still active, so he will magnetize rings to him. There's also certain things that will reflect off the lightning shield. So not only is that beneficial that he can just reflect certain things, but it's also beneficial because he can constantly collect rings even if he's not completely close to them. So he can constantly build up his ring count to allow him to be super form for a bit longer.
And now comes the stage with the first big skip in the run. Flying Battery, zone number 2. It's usually one of my first run killers, apart from Puyo Puyo, because But yeah, this has two very interesting and tricky tricks for her, right after another.
So we're going from the trash chute all the way to the outside. And through collecting the big ring, triggering super form, flying to the right-hand side. We're going to see, hopefully, jump underneath a good chunk of the stage in a second.
Yeah, making use
Make
of
sure that
Tails'
the
flight.
camera, make sure that the camera doesn't trigger. Well, the camera does trigger to ensure that we know that we are the right part of the stage. If it doesn't trigger, then there's a good chance that you will fall to your doom. Nice dash. Whoa, that was close. Didn't quite get the jump as needed. That's much better, that one. Being very careful not to hit the death plane at the very bottom of the screen. You'll see the camera change ever so slightly in a second. There we go. The camera change is in a good place. Now we're going to hopefully see a lovely big skip in a few seconds' time. Quiet, please.
My heart stopped for half a second there.
So he drops a little bit. Is he going to be good? It's going to be good. It's going to be
Yes!
good. He's good.
Boss
He
skip!
gets a skip. Amazing stuff. Really good work there. So what that has done, that has gone underneath about 90 seconds worth of stage. And of course, he's gone through, had been able to avoid a terrible, terrible boss. An absolutely terrible boss. So not only does he save 90 seconds, he saved all the heartache of losing that time to that boss. So that's really good work. That is possible with lots of different characters in the game. It's quite finicky sometimes. You may have seen that on the Sonic runs. It's very difficult skip, but really, really good work there from Rhomin. Really, really good work. We are now on Press Garden. We are now in Dr. Robotnik's propaganda facility, trying to make sure that he is espousing his terrible rhetoric to all the denizens of Mobius, but not really going to get much chance because Tails and Knuckles are going to fly through the press garden and destroy the printing presses and do their best to stop the kerfuffle that's been going on from Robotnik. Standing on these platforms makes them jumps up and they gradually go up, destroying a block every time. Rhomin's using the conveyor belts to either propel them higher or further forward to get through this stage. Again, lots of references here from things like Launch Base and Marble Garden. Really, really pretty stage. Lovely music as well. Once again, if you have any dancing emotes, get them bopped out in the chat.
A little bit of detour because, we need to get high up. I wonder what Tails can do to achieve this. Oh, you know, fly like the best boy that he is.
Exactly.
Also, my friends, if you have any waving emotes, greeting emotes, anything that significates saying hi to a person, use them now, because we're saying hi to the boss. The boss is waving at us. Look at it. Hello! Such a lovely boss.
I'm going to jump over, hit him 6 times. 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. And now he's waving with both arms because he's realised the futility of his life and has just exploded. Let's see if we can get a little cutscene skip in a second. You're going to see the Rhomin going to fly up. We're going to try and keep this, and then a cutscene will hopefully not be triggered.
Too late.
Never mind. Okay, so if you can trigger that cutscene skip, you can spin dash directly into the start of Press Garden 2. Once again, what a great piece of music this is. One of my favourites from the entire soundtrack. This stage introduces ice, and apparently ice is cold.
Yeah, I mean, Tails doesn't look all too pleased about his current state.
No. But the ice comes with a couple of benefits in this stage because it will allow you to go through other ice blocks and destroy them as well. So a little bit of a different twist on ice physics that you'll generally see in lots of video games. So it's a really, really nice one. You can get frozen by a couple of different items in the game. Sorry, enemies in the game, excuse me. And that will allow you to go through ice. If you have a fire shield, you can also go through ice because weirdly enough, fire and ice isn't exactly something that will mix very, very well. And there we go. It's turning into ice, sliding through, bashing through some more ice, bashing through the paths, rolling down. Wow, going far too fast. He's going to be thrown to the right in yeeted terms. Lovely stuff. Triggering his super form before he hits the spikes. Good timing there. As we said earlier, Rhomin does know this game like the back of his hand. I've never seen the back of Romin's hand, but I'm sure that he has multiple times. We are now on a boss, Heavy Shinobi. A couple of references here to the fantastic Sega series Revenge of Shinobi, or Shinobi 3, or whatever you want to call it. Trying to hit the boss a couple of times as he's in the air. The ninja stars that are coming out are references, of course, to Metropolis. Killed that boss really nice and quickly. Sega, pull your fingers out and do a new Shinobi game. We miss it very much so. At the end of Press Garden 2. Really good stuff there from Rhomin.
And now it's time for the stage with the smoothest soundtrack of the entire game. Stardust Speedway, Act number 1. Everyone in chat.
You are listening
How to chill,
to
very
Mobius
relaxed.
FM. Yeah, what an awesome tune this is. And of course, Stardust Speedway, taken from the classic Sonic CD. Also takes, again, lots of references from earlier games in the series. In this case, you're going to see a few references to Marble Garden, which unfortunately is one of my absolutely most hated levels in any Sonic game. However, the references from that stage in this one actually work really, really well. Yep. Not breaking the capsules, just to maintain a bad future, but rolling around. Lots of dashes. But yeah, this piece of music is such a good tune. As someone who lived through the 90s in its entirety, and is very aware of the music of the early 90s, yeah, it's such a throwback. Yeah, Rhomin knowing his backups there, getting past everything again, barely having to worry about getting damaged by anything once he hits the super form, because he's completely invincible, with the exception of the things we mentioned a bit earlier. You probably have noticed a little bit that there is a little bug that's been following him around every now and again. However, that bug is now going to appear in Chungus form! It's Chungus Bug!
Oh no! So some of you might think,
okay.
Why does he stick to the floor when the enemies are so high up? The boss won't spawn if you're not on the floor. So if I would just kill the two little bugs and then keep flying, the boss won't come. Like never, as long as I fly in the air.
True story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes out that boss really nice and quickly. Tails getting through Act 1. Pretty good time so far, Pat. Pretty good time in so far.
Time for the future.
Yeah, time traveling, just like we do every single day. We just do it really slowly. This, however, is a lot further in the future on Little Planet. Very similar stage layout, but this is a bit more of a maze, because sometimes it is easy to lose your bearings. But it's a lovely fast stage if you know exactly where you're going. Landing on the rockets, jumping off the rockets. Lovely bit of rotation there.
Grabbing the big ring.
Section in the background again, picking up the big rings, making sure he presses the right buttons to go the right direction around this little maze. Not quite the first time. There we go.
That was amazing.
Yep, he's got it the third time. That's all right. And there's a awesome skip at the end of this stage as well. Skips a good chunk of the bosses. Going into the next screen. And look at this. Look at this. It's Metal Sonic. Oh, wait a minute. That wasn't Metal Sonic. That was a hologram of Metal Sonic.
I wonder where he is. Oh god, that is Metal Sonic.
It's a real Metal Sonic.
Oh no!
Oh, yeah, he's here. That's right. We're going to do a few spin dashes, and Rhomin's going to try and get to a very specific position on this map. Look, there's actual 3D graphics in the background in an original Sonic game. Who would have thought? So he's getting very close to this little section here. He's going to line himself up on this slope. He's going to spin dash and try and land in... Oh, I didn't get into the wall. Nearly went past the trigger. Good gracious. Be careful there, Rhomin.
Yep.
And he gets into the wall, and he's jumping up a wall. Whilst he's inside a wall, that's not a sentence I ever thought I'd say in my life. He has just skipped a good chunky section of that boss, which is quite awkward. However, we have now got a big old Metal Sonic. This is Metal Sonic Chungus. It's not Metal Sonic Chungus. I don't know this guy's official name. However, again, a reference to Chaotix. We have seen loads of references to Chaotix here. The Chaotix boss is gone. He's just been running into the... I can't remember the name of the ruby.
The Phantom Ruby.
Phantom Ruby, there we go. The Phantom Ruby, which is like the MacGuffin of this game. That's what turns all the robots into the heavy rots, etc., etc. But it's just got knocked away by the weird little bug. We're now in Hydro City. That's right. I said it the correct way. Rhomin agrees with me. It is indeed Hydro City. Anyone who says Hydrocity, I'm afraid you're completely wrong.
Exactly.
Completely wrong.
These are my two favorite stages, Hydro City, both Act 1 and Number 2. Why, you will see in the right moments. Until then, since this is the Hydro City, my friends, do me a favor, remember to stay hydrated. Grab yourself a beverage, be it like preferably water, coffee, tea, whatever it is that fancies to your liking, and remember to drink enough throughout the day. We are at least 70% water, if I remember biology correctly.
You are correct on that one. It's approximately drinking 8 glasses of water a day is a correct amount of hydration. Most people don't, but as Rhomin did say, and as Rhomin's catchphrase is, please, for the love of anything, stay hydrated.
Yeah.
You will not regret it in the long run.
Talk about long runs. This is a relatively long run, but I really love it. Sonic Mania is a great game. For anyone who wants to learn a Sonic speedrun, start with Mania. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's got lots of really, really good quality of life improvements over the original series as well. A little bit of quiet here for 2 seconds.
1, 0.
And no! Amazing. So what Rhomin has done, he has turned Tails into zombie Tails, which means that the objects in the game, not the scenery, but the objects in the game, now no longer have collision because the game thinks that technically Tails is dead, but he's not dead. So he can just go through blocks. Knuckles,
Time for
however...
Knuckles' headache. Ow, ow, ow. Poor Knux.
There we go. So yeah, because of the differences between the environment and objects within Sonic games, jumping over the environment, lovely stuff, because Tails is in this weird kind of purgatory state between being alive and dead, it's a little bit difficult for, I'm trying to think of what way to word it, in that kind of weird purgatory state, he doesn't have to worry too much about things like spikes, etc. I just lost my stream for a second. So you just wait. So normally in Hydro City 1, there's a cutscene where Robotnik plants a couple of explosives. However, because Tails was at the very, very top of the stage, you didn't see the cutscene. It still happened. You didn't see the cutscene, but you still got to skip a boss. It was quite an annoying, awkward boss sometimes, but it's done and it's lovely and it's out the way. We're now on Hydro City 2. Starting off very, very similar to Hydro City 2 in the original game. We're going to see a couple of changes to the formula in a few moments' time.
Yeah. We sadly missed out on the cutscene where we see Ivan starting off the explosives because he's wearing very, very, very interesting looking scuba gear.
Yeah, it's like he's wearing nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all. Yep.
This song,
Yeah,
again, an absolute pop. I love the Hydro City 1 and 2 music.
Massive bop-tastic. And again, those who have played Sonic 3 or Sonic 3 Knuckles, will have easily recognized this section of the game. It's going to look very similar, but not for much longer. Lots of big jumps here. Out of all the levels in the game, Hydro City certainly takes the most from the original Sonic series, because this section is basically identical to the original game.
Yeah, so the shtick about this level is you just saw me fly high above the sky, or like, whatever. The thing is that the level is set up in a figure 8, like an infinity sign, practically. And since Tails can fly and we're super fast, we just go above the top and skip the infinity path and just, do the fast threads, because we want to go to the boss. I present to you the Toilet of Doom! Oh no!
Rhomin just got flushed. And now here comes Robotnik in an underwater aeroplane.
Yeah.
So normally on this one, you're meant to hit the little bombs and then move out the way. However, because Tails is completely invincible, he can just stay next to the bombs. Robotnik hits him, and it's just basically that. Nice and easy.
Best RNG possible, by the way, right now. That was
Amazing.
the best possible RNG. Love to see it.
And now we're on the Whirlpool boss again, using invincibility frames, just staying in the boss's hitbox. And boss is now gone. And this is a cutscene coming up in a second that you can't skip.
Yes, but there is a way to make it faster. Like, I'm landing here specifically, because the right wall will break now, and the water will push me up the ramp. I'm standing here specifically because, look, we're getting lots of momentum from the ramp. The scene will not end as long as Tails is on the screen. So we make this to go a little bit faster. And we'll really enjoy Knuckles' company. Oh no!
Oh no.
Mirage Saloon 1. It is an auto-scroller, because every Sonic game has to have an auto-scroller. And what I need to do is to collect 50 rings, because there is a skip at the very end of the plane section, and I need 50 rings for that. So it's important to grab 50 rings and not take damage throughout the entire stage, because otherwise I won't have 50 rings. Makes sense, doesn't it?
That makes plenty of sense, of course. The boss of, the main antagonist of the Mirage Saloon is, of course, the heavy magician who flipped us a bird at the very, very start by sending 2 birds afterwards. Yes, I made that joke. Ha 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 ha. Deal with it. But yeah, so Rhomin certainly needs to make sure he's collecting as many, basically all the rings possible on this stage. As you may gather, another major reference in this stage is, of course, to Sky Chase. However, you can't finish this stage quite as consistently as Sky Chase with the 2 minutes and 6 seconds, or 2 minutes and 7 if you're HUDs. However, all the enemies take reference from Sky Chase. With the birds and the armadillos and the weird little bomb droppy thingies. But yes, lovely background here. And ooh, the sky has changed. Maybe it's a little bit closer to, noon. It's high noon.
It's high noon somewhere in the world. But alas, since this is an auto-scroll and we're close to the end, please do not take my rings.
That's right, you've got your shield, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Let's go a little bit lower. Just got to be careful that you don't spin dash.
Do we have anything to read out at the moment, possibly?
Sorry, you asked for donations, but there was almost another freaking car crash outside our house. Not at the moment.
Oh my god.
No.
Jesus.
Yeah, we live on a busy intersection, and we just heard doo. So, but no, not at the moment. But remember, guys, if you would like to donate to a good cause, ! Donate in chat to help disabled kids get gaming tools to play those video games.
Rhomin, you just died.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention, so it's... damn it. No. That was a joke. That is the skip I mentioned earlier. We super transformed right at the end of the plane section, and that confused the game whether we are in the foreground or background, and that allowed us to grab the checkpoint on the train. And afterwards, hug the barrel super tight so that the game just squeezes us to the checkpoint.
This is a big chungus caterpillar. Okay, so we're getting good RNG so far. Do not go to the right. Do not go to the right. Do not go to the right. This is good so far.
Oh, going to the left. One more hit, and then the caterpillar is done. Oh, really?
Really? Sorry, yeah. There we go. The caterpillar is killed. Bye-bye, caterpillar. And now the signpost is going to drop down. It's going to land seemingly in midair. Who would have thought that something can float quite as well as a signpost? Oh, wait. Surprise, surprise. Guess who's hiding under the screen?
We will never know.
No, because the cutscene is skipped. That's Heavy Magician holding it up. We're now in Mirage Saloon
2
with more birds and an amazing song. Again, getting as many rings as feasibly possible. And this stage is the sole reason why Knuckles is along for the ride. I mean, let's say the sole reason. We have Knuckles along for the ride because Knuckles is also an amazing red boy. But Knuckles is going to be used to his best ability towards the very, very end of this stage. So keep an eye out for that. We're going to see a little bit of shenanigans just to make sure that this stage can be completed nice and quickly. It does mean that we won't see a couple of the additional cameos from some lovely little friends. But it does mean that these stages get completed significantly faster, which is very important. Bounce, bounce, bounce! There we go. He's getting the good bounces. Knowing his backups, knowing exactly where he needs to go. Bye-bye, Randy. Being shot out of a cannon, not into the sun, flying high above the stage!
Oh, I tried it, but I didn't get it.
That's a shame. Oh, look, there's things on the screen. I saw a weasel, a duck, and a polar bear. I wonder what they have to do with the plot.
Knuckles, do you want some ice cream? Come here, Knuckles. Knuckles, ice cream. Come on. Nom 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 nom. Ah, lovely, isn't it?
Gonna get Knuckles to drop down here. Now, Knuckles, even though Knuckles is a support character, he technically is still active on his collision and his hitbox, but he hasn't played ball this time around. So if you get Knuckles to drop down and then go to the right, that's where the capsule is. So if you can get Knuckles to jump on top of the capsule, like that, and you hear the sound, Tails then completes Act 2.
Ice cream skip! And the cool thing is that the boss arena, should we enter it, would lock the screen so we cannot get to the capsule which is already loaded. So we don't go down there ourselves, but send our red uncle down there.
Did a really good job for there. Here we are, Oil Ocean. Please make sure that you are recycling and that you are trying to reduce your energy consumption where possible because the Earth is dying. We don't want the Earth to die. Picking up the gold. Gold ring? No, he's picking up the, the big ring there and doing lots of big jumps. Again, stage taken basically directly from Sonic the Hedgehog 2 with a couple of small changes, but still very reminiscent of that original. If you have a fire shield and land on the oil, then weirdly enough, it gets set on fire because oil is very, very flammable. That can sometimes be used to your advantage, but if you don't have a fire shield and something gets set on fire, then it's going to take damage because fire is bad for your health. There we go. Just speeding through this, Remy. You're doing such a wonderful job of just absolutely nailing through this stage. Really good work.
Yeah, our Ocean is relatively nice if you know the routes. Look, it's Bob the Builder. Hello, Bob. Do you have to say anything to us?
It?
Possibly not. Because poor Bob, he doesn't even get to do his first attack animation. We just defeat him way too quickly. Aw.
And there we go. Bob the Builder is no longer Bob the Builder. He is Bob the Destroyed. Signpost falls down. And now we've got Smog. We've got a little bit of smog, everyone. Now, this is to make the stage a little bit more like Sandopolis 2 from Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Again, it's full of little references that some of them are really subtle, some of them are really, really obvious, like this one here. Now, in this stage, what you'll generally find is if you let the smog get too thick, your ring count will start to decrease. We don't want that to happen because we need the ring count to be as high as possible so that we can be Super Tails in this case. However, because technically Rhomin hasn't triggered the smog to start increasing, you're not actually going to see it reduce.
Yeah, it's just going to stick at the same level, which is quite nice. Because then I don't need to worry about this early part. After I've gotten my super state, it doesn't... Oh, she tried to take my rings, how rude of you.
Good timing though, really good backup. And dash, jump, running up the wall. Trying to do a Gene Kelly by running up the wall, but using the flight ability to get back to where he needs to go. He gets up. He's got to be really precise with these jumps now because it's not completely solid at the top. So he's got to land very, very specific spots. There we go. Good landing there. Yeah, and he gets over. Really, really good. Really, really good work there. Going over the majority of the stage. And are we going to see a Kobe drop? No, no Kobe drop. No Kobe drop.
Ah, ever so slightly.
So close to falling on the capsule from the top of the stage. Doing it blind. You'll get it next time. Beautiful drop, though, there. Really, really good. Again, skipping a bit of an awkward boss. And, oh, Tails just died.
Aw. My friends, it is time for Lava Beef. Zone Act number 1. Why did I press this pause button? I don't know.
That's okay. And look, that ship is another reference to Chaotix. These developers love Chaotix. Sega, give us what we want. Give us what we want. We want Chaotix back. Sorry. I was getting too excited there.
Aw, Tails didn't jump. But alas, we do not worry about this. My dear chat, if you have any dancing emotes or arc jams or any like bone zones, spam them now because this stage has amazing music. I'm a little bit short on rings. I should be fine though. I hope. Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah, beautifully done. Beautifully done.
You know, talk about Arc Jam, massive shoutouts to Argic, an amazing speedrunner who we'll be seeing live later on today, so stay tuned for that. Much love out to Argic. He's an amazing speedrunner and the person that got me into speedrunning to begin with.
He's certainly a legend within the Sonic speedrunning community, just generally the speedrunning community. Man is absolutely full of energy, he's full of speed, and he is full of so much hype. It's unbelievable. The boy is good. The boy is very, very good. Lots of really, really good jumps here from Rhomin, and the flight ability to save a few more seconds, try not to get squished by the spike squisher. Some good jumps here. Very, very good jumps. Another spin dash through. All very, very close there. Wow, nearly. Wow, my blood pressure just flew up far too high. And I just love the background of these stages as well. They're just so beautifully done, really taking benefit of the higher color palettes in comparison to what you see in the original Sonic games. Just adding so much additional detail. It's just really, really good. Once again, such a love letter for such a wonderful series. Yeah, it's had a few missteps in the last few years, but good gravy. Everyone loves Sonic the Hedgehog. Everyone loves Sonic the Hedgehog. Even Nintendo fans love Sonic the Hedgehog, and technically they should be mortal enemies. We've got the night sky, lava in the background, jumping over the stage yet again. Apparently stage boundaries are just suggestions in a Sonic game rather than anything actual. It's going to fall down through solid rock.
Oh no! Oh, hi, boss.
Into the boss arena. Lovely stuff.
I'm a little bit low on rings, I must admit, so this might end up a little bit tighter than I would like to.
I think you'll be alright. I think you'll be alright.
Yeah, we'll see.
Now, this boss, you have to wait until it fires its armor off. It doesn't matter how many times you hit it beforehand, it just won't take any damage. But once the armor's off, then you can jump and hit it and go bye-bye. And there we go. Really good. Really good. So the lava from underneath takes off the armor, then you can go headbutt, headbutt, headbutt. Lots and lots of headbutts, and yeah. All is good in the world.
Don't skip the cutscene. Don't skip the cutscene.
Don't skip the cutscene.
Yeah.
There's a reason why you don't want to skip the cutscene. Very good reason. Are we going to have a very special looking lava reef?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Dark lava beef too. So usually the stage is a lot brighter, but using a little trick, we skip the cutscene at a certain moment so that the lighting up of the stage does not happen, and alas, it is dark lava beef, which makes this stage look so much more pretty. Because while the stage itself is a lot darker now, the crystals remain, and they just pop out way more. This looks so beautiful.
It's a really, really pretty stage. Really, really pretty stage. The good thing about Lava Reef 2 in Sonic Mania, it's certainly nowhere near as scary as in the original Sonic game. However, lovely little skip there, pushing himself into the wall by using the transformation, and the object just kind of pushed him a little bit further, then pressing the jump button multiple times to go all the way through. Really good part there. Chunky little skip. Lovely stuff. Very, very good. Again, just make sure it picks up a load of extra rings, dropping through. Fire can't do any damage at all because Super Tails is, of course, invulnerable to everything except for the things I mentioned a little bit earlier. And those who may have played Sonic 3 and Knuckles in the past will probably be very aware about how scary this Lava Reef can be without any invincibility against the fire issues, because those fire shooters are quite scary. Because they will hurt you incessantly, and we don't want that to happen, because getting hurt is not a good thing.
But admittedly, they are kind of hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pretty hot. Pretty hot.
So hot, like, oh my god.
And here is another heavy riding on a moto bug. I believe this moto bug's name is Jimmy. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
I do not know.
My namesake, of course.
I mean,
Jimmy the moto bug.
I don't think the motorbug can attune to your awesomeness.
Oh, that's kind of cute. Aren't you such a sweetheart?
Goodbye, Heavy Rider.
Lovely bit of celebration there with the yays. However, Heavy Rider is now gone. Capsule is hit. And we are now through to a little bit of a question. Now, I do have a very important question for you, Rhomin.
What is it?
This is anime?
I don't know, but the lyrics suggest that this is anime? Question mark?
This is anime.
I mean, if you listen closely, the song sounds as if they're saying, "Is this anime?" Also, a little bit of tidbit that I got taught by Amber Cyprin. Nice shoutouts to Amber at the moment. They do be amazing. The songs in Metallic Madness Act 1 and 2 are actually a rap battle between Sonic and Eggman. So Metallic Madness Act 1 are the lyrics from Sonic rapping against Eggman, and Act 2 is Eggman rapping against Sonic.
Mm-hmm. You'd expect that Sonic would be a much faster rapper, spitting out like 30 words a second, but I'm pretty sure this is slower than the Robotnik version.
Gotta prove some things. 2 more rings, please. I have achieved 2 more rings.
There we go.
I can relax a bit more. And hopefully not get squished. So the thing with the Super State is that, yes, we are faster, we are invincible, but we can still A, drown, B, get squished, and C, obviously, bottomless pits.
Yeah, and there's a lot of squishing ability in Metallic Madness 1. It certainly is a big, big risk all the time. Using the crushers that may be familiar for those who have come to the end of Sonic the Hedgehog 1. Oh, speaking of which, we are here!
The boss!
The final boss of Sonic the Hedgehog 1!
But it has actually been improved, because this boss, as you can see, has 5 pillars and not 4. And the special thing in Majinga that many people don't know, there will always be space in between. So it will never be 2 that are adjacent to another. There will always be a space in between the pillars, making this a little bit easier. Using this knowledge, because this also transfers into the desperation phase, which we will see right about now,
Pinch mode!
you can somewhat predict where the pillars will come out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Admin comes out of every 4th pillar, so we just use the counting game. And again, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Bye bye, Knuckles.
Yeah, Knuckles gets abused quite a lot in this boss fight. Poor Knux.
What I don't understand is that they count. The count is meant to be a vampire, right?
Yes.
But
Count Dracula.
How do we know he's actually a vampire? Have you ever seen him drink blood?
I mean, I don't know.
Have you ever
Perhaps
seen
off
him
screen.
turn into mist? Have you ever seen him transform into a wolf like Kane from Legacy of Kane?
Have you ever seen Von Helsing hunting him? Ow.
That's a very good point. Man, that would be a weird Sesame Street episode, wouldn't it? The Count waking up. 1 steak! Oh no!
1 wood steak. Chibi Tails, we are the most
Tails!
adorable thing in this entire game. Look at this. Chibi Tails is so cute.
Doing a really, really good job so far. The only thing about chibi systems in this game is that it does mean that once you trigger super form, you lose the lovely music and go for the super music, which is very repetitive in this game. You have noticed that whilst Rhomin has been in super form through the majority of this game, it's just been playing the normal music of the game. That is a setting to allow him to do that. However, for whatever reason, if you are chibi, it doesn't allow him to maintain the stage level whilst being super. Be very careful to not get squished. Like I said, Metallic Madness is squish central. You don't want to go squished because being squished is not conducive to a good time.
No. Chibi, make the cycle. Yes.
Yeah, great cycle there. That spinny platform is on a cycle, and if you don't get it quite right, then you will have to wait around for a few moments. And we are now in the boss, dropping down mini versions of bosses from previous Sonic games. You've got the drill thing from Emerald Hill. You've got the fire dropper from Marble Zone, and of course you have Amy Rose, the true final boss in any Sonic game.
Amy.
Yeah, she...
Oh no.
There we go, and now he just got hit with Rodney one more time, so he comes through the pachinko machine, falls to his doom, but not quite his doom. There's still a little bit of thing left to do. There's still something left to do. We're at the end of Act 2, and we are now coming into...
the Titanic Monarch. The final 2 stages of the run, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And another original stage.
There, indeed. There is an additional stage after this if you are playing as Sonic and have all the emeralds, where you go into the Egg Reverie. However, that is not the case for Tails nor for Knuckles.
Yeah. I mean, if you play the bonus mode Knuckles and Knuckles, then you can do it.
Oh, that's true. That's very true. That's very, very true. But yeah, this is a long, complex stage if you are playing it casually. I know far too many people who have nearly timed out doing this stage via its casual routes, but knowing exactly where you're going to go does make this stage significantly easier and significantly more sensible to navigate. Yeah.
Lots and lots of bounces in the stage.
Yeah, it's taken all the skills that you've learned during your gameplay and it's asking you to use them to your best abilities, because it knows it's coming up to the very, very end of the game. So it's a really good design in escalation in a video game. So many video games, they just kind of chuck additional stuff on there without any rhyme or reason. But when a game adds things on in gradual manners and then asks you at the very end to use all the skills that you've learned during, I think it's beautiful.
Ascend me!
Indeed. So Rhomin is ascending to the sky where his people need him. That is because those electricity beams, whatever you want to call them, they will put anything that is also electric higher up, which includes the lightning shield. Oh, wow. I forgot that bit can't actually crush you, but good gravy, that was a bit scary. And now Rhomin is inside the wall, using Tails' slightly smaller hitbox to go through and skip a chunk of the stage.
Exactly, this skip is Tails only for those of you who do not know, because Tails' shorter hitbox we can squeeze into the wall. Any other character, Sonic, Knuckles, Ray, Mighty, they will get squished.
Oh yeah, we're constantly talking about Sonic, Tails and Knuckles. However, using the downloadable content for this game, the Encore mode, that allows you to play the game as Mighty, the Armadillo, or Ray, the Flying Squirrel.
Yeah, this is also not Red Eye, as you might know from the past. This is Crimson Eye, the, I don't know, cousin, I guess? Weird
Next
robot
one will be-
relations.
Next one will be Vermilion Eye. And then it will be Burgundy Eye. And then any other shade of red.
Oh, Burgundy is, by the way, one of my favorite colors. Like a nice shade of wine red. Oh, pretty. Very, very pretty.
I concur with that.
Also, I want to show something off that we usually don't show at marathons, but I want to do it, because it's fun. You've seen Dark Lava Beef, but, you know, Titanic Monarch 2, you can also do it. The time is a little bit more tricky, though. Yeah. Did we get it?
Hope so.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Dark Monarch!
Awesome. So again, similar to Lava Reef, the level doesn't have its correct lighting. However, the objects are still fully lit, and some of the background objects are too. So it's really, really good. Now, Rhomin's going to be taking a specific route through this stage. The only reason it's a specific route is that you have to go to the bottom left first to make sure you're picking up the lightning shield. For one of the reasons we explained a little bit earlier, the lightning shield allows you to retract rings, and Rhomin is going to need as many rings as feasibly possible because this game, this stage has essentially 6 different parts. It's got top left, top right, bottom right, that first little bit, and the very last boss in the game. So having that lightning shield to attract as many rings as possible is going to be very, very useful. The rest of the stage, actually, you don't really need to go any particular way. It just makes, it just kind of feels nice that you're going left, right, and carry on. But you also have to make sure that you're not going to get squished. It's very easy, once again, to get squished in this stage. So you just have to be a bit more careful with your jumps, especially when you are not currently super form.
Yeah, it's a little bit tricky. So, there are 2 reasons why I grabbed the lightning shield. The first, as Jimmy kindly explained, is the fact that I attract rings now, so that makes my time as Super Tails a lot more easier because I don't need to worry about the precise ring grabbing. And the other thing is, it's also the backup for the final boss, should I not have enough rings. The elemental shields also give us elemental immunity. So with the fire shield, for example, in Lava Reef, the lava and fireballs will not hurt you anymore. The same goes for the lightning shield. Projectiles and anything that's lightning based will not hurt you. The final boss, as we will see later on, utilizes lightning in his arms. Which I don't want to worry about because, yeah. In theory, it should not be of importance as I am Super Tails, but better safe than sorry. So it's important that when we take these secret exits that we take the ring box but do not grab the elemental shield.
That's exactly right. And as Rhomin just mentioned, knowing that backup is very, very important because even though there's a chance you won't need to use it as a backup, it's important to know your backups. And that is a sign of a quality speedrunner, knowing your backups.
Exactly.
Because
sorry. We just passed one of the most panic-inducing parts of this level. These yellow crusher thingies I just passed by. Interestingly, super easy to just die there immediately, because the movement, especially as Super Tails, is a bit finicky, as you have incredible acceleration.
Yeah, so it's going to be the issue with the super forms, is that your acceleration is significantly faster than in your normal form. So getting used to that and then having to get used to the normal speed, which you have to do when it comes to playing games like this, is it can be a little bit tricky sometimes. It can be a little bit tricky, but Rhomin making it look absolutely effortless in its execution. Avoiding the squish, lovely stuff. You're doing a really good job with the ring count so far. Using the spikes to get to a higher section. Once again, the invincibility of Super Tails doing a really good job of protecting him and allowing him to go even further in the game than he's meant to be at this point, which is really, really good.
Yeah. Tails do be the best boy.
Flying up, getting that, avoiding the water and the bubble shield, and he's now going to jump into this portal, and we are here at the final boss of the game.
Eggman!
Now, this is a relatively straightforward boss, isn't it?
Yeah, so Eggman is now invincible. He has this weird armor thingamajig, which is powered by the Phantom Ruby. He has this shield where I can't do anything against him, but he can't do anything against me. He will drop down in a few seconds, like this, and then activate his lightning arms. I am Super Tails, so I don't need to worry, and I can just stand inside and hurt him. That is also the reason why we got the lightning shield, not only for the rings, but also as a backup. So should my super state run out, the lightning arms would still not hurt me.
That is exactly right. You're going to see some hands appear. You're going to intentionally jump into the hands because technically they are unavoidable. And you're with Heavy Gunner. I think I've only ever seen you with Heavy Gunner on this section of the stage. But this is quite slow, so just have to jump around, not taking any damage. Last 2 arms to take out for Robotnik as you are on the final stretch. I don't suppose you have any quick shoutouts that you want to give out, Rhomin?
Oh, not the ones to run us over, because time is coming up in a few seconds. He will shoot out the rockets, he will land, jump once more, and then we'll get the final hits. So time will be coming up. Now, time!
EG!
Eggman has been defeated! This was fun. This was fun.
I believe that was a 52-24.
Yep. Pretty good time.
Very good.
My lovelies, this was an amazing run.
That was a really good one. Really, really impressive run.
Jimmy, my love, thank you so much for being with me today. Like, it is such a joy and honor to have you on commentary. And before we call this quits, I hope we have some time for some shoutouts, because I want to say some thanks to some very amazing people out there in the Sonic Speedrun community, my Discord,
Absolutely,
my Steam, etc. Thank you, that's amazing. So, first of all, shoutouts to some people I already mentioned. Argic, very, very big shoutouts to you. Argic is the person that gave me the final push to pick up speedrunning, and half a year later I actually managed to get the world record in this category, and I'm really, really grateful for that. Many, many amazing people. Jimmy Diamonds, my commentator, much love to you, my brother. I'm just going to shout out any names because Hut601, we were seeing him soon as well. Cowboy Knuckles, a mod of my stream, amazing lovely person, incredibly talented artist, and also the next run we'll be seeing right after this one. Ruby Tenant Holmes, my best friend IRL, much love goes out to you. And in general, the Sonic Speedrun community. Many, many names, many, many amazing people. Limping Goose as well, a mod of mine, much love to her, she's an amazing goose. Not actually a goose, but it's a meme. And yeah, as I said, if you want to learn a speedrun, join the Sonic Speedrun community, or, since we have it now, the classic Sonic Speedrun community, focusing more on the 2D Sonics and the classic games. Sonic Mania is a great game. 5 characters, different categories, all amazing. Much love goes out to everyone. Thank you all for having me. Jimmy Diamonds, my love, do you have anything else to say to the amazing people that we have here tonight?
Rhomin, you are an absolute diamond. I love you to pieces. You are one of the kindest, sweetest, most generous people that I've ever had the fortune of meeting. Not just within speedrunning, but just within the last 34 years of my life. So thank you ever so much for having me a part of this today. Same with the shout-outs, as you said, with Argic, the guys at the SSC, guys like Hards, guys like RPG. Tej, you're my brother. He's coming up next with commentary. I love you to pieces, man. Minister of Quan, Cowboy Knuckles, stunning speedrunner, absolutely brilliant emote maker. Last thing, my wife and my children.
Yeah, much love to the Diamond family. They're amazing. Yeah, we could like list endless amount of names, but let's just keep it short.
Oh golly, yeah, A-list.
Well,
Matt for putting this on.
So,
on the subject of Cowboy Knuckles, we actually had a donation from them at the end of the run there. £5. Jimmy and Ro are the ultimate hype team. You guys are amazing. Thank you for all the kindness and support.
much love to you, CBK.
Yeah.
So, talk about CBK. I think we'll be signing off right now, Jimmy and I. Thank you all for having us.
Also on the...
No, continue. No, interrupt me. No, sweet.
Okay. Well, also, also on the subject of God, I've confused myself now. Also on the subject of Cowboy Knuckles, she is up next with the Sonic 1 Forever in the Knuckles category, of course. So we'll be back very shortly at 5:55 for that run. Yeah. If you're looking forward to it, stick around and watch it. Heck, even if you're not looking forward to it, stick around and watch it.
Oh, you should look forward to it. Trust us.
Soon.
Do it.